Hey you guys, it's Visionimpairment. I am back with another video. And if you have not watched my last video on why I was gone for a month, please do so because one of those questions in that video will be the topic of this video. So you want to be able to follow along and understand and know what I'll be talking about. So let's get into it. Okay, so in the last video, I discussed, will I be starting school again after 4 years? It was about to be 5, but after 4 years, which is quite a long time. I never expected to be out of school that long because, I just wanted to be on top of it. I just wanted to get school done with. But yeah, I kind of got pushed back a little bit. Had to do a little pause, to take care of my health more because what would a degree be without me, okay? So, yeah, I took a pause. It's been about 4 years since I've actually been in school. August, I think it was August 28th, I actually started back school. I do online school as of right now, and I take one class, which is psychology. Let me tell you, psychology is a lot of reading. I know a few topics in psychology, so that was, a major plus. I know about anxiety. I know about, a lot of stuff. Let's just say a lot of stuff. The words are not coming to my head right now. So, but yeah. I was worried about my health, having optic nerve damage because, that deals with the eyesight. If you do not know, my eyesight is a little blurry, so it is hard for me to read. That's one of the hardest things for me sometimes is reading. But yeah, I managed to still do it. I still managed to see and things like that, and all of the stuff you probably could imagine if your eyesight is very blurry. But my eyesight has gotten better, but I will explain all that in another video of how that transpired. But yeah, so there was a few complications when it came to starting school. The first day of school, that was basically like my first time reading again, like actually trying to focus to read, because when you're not in school, you really don't have to read things like that. So I was barely reading unless it was my Bible scripture, but it was on my phone. But yeah, it was like electronic stuff I can see better. Things on paper, not so much. So, online, everything is electronic, but it has to be in dark mode for me. But yeah, let me go back to the first day. The first day, you don't really have no assignments, no work, nothing too major. All I had to do was learn how to use the website, reply yes or no that I understood it, and things like that. Get it easy, 100. Easy is 100. But yeah, there has been a problem. There has been a health situation going on with me that has been happening, I want to say maybe 3 years or 2. But I would get numbness Now, when I first found this out, it would be like, weird. But it would be like a numbness, like a mini stroke, and that's what, doctors claimed it to be, was a mini stroke. So yes, I did become numb on the first day of school because I was probably stressing, trying to see what I was trying to see. But yeah, that happened the first day of school. Made me feel terribly bad, and things like that. Coming to then other days, next days, I would try to do stuff ahead of time, but I was not feeling well at all. I was not feeling well, so I didn't really do anything the next 2 days. So yeah, I did look over some things to see what was coming up, on what I had to do. And I was like, oh, cool, things I do on Sunday, all that stuff. So I assume everything was due on Sunday, except for this one discussion board. Our very first discussion board was actually, our initial post was due Thursday. But I know that, you actually had to read through the assignment to actually figure that out. But it's actually, planned for Sunday due date. But, I actually read through the assignment to see initial post was due Thursday. But okay, so it was already Friday. I'm still gonna try to get it in or whatever. So I tried opening it up and it wouldn't open, so I thought I was late, but I'm like, if I can open this up, I can't respond to 2 people, and if I can respond to 2 people, then my grade will be a 0 for this assignment. So I contacted the teacher through email, told her is it closed out? Is it too late or something for me to post? Because if I can't post, then I can't respond. And of course she understood that, but she said, no, it should still be open. And I'm thinking in my head, yeah, I know it should be, but why is it not opening for me? It just kept saying this. And, I don't think she grasps the concept of what I'm trying to say, so what am I going to do and things like that. So what I did is I sent my initial post to her, to the email, and, waited to see if something would change or she'll respond back. I got no response back or anything like that, so I wasn't really minding it. I'm okay, let me just... I don't know what to do because I still can't respond to nobody. I have nothing to read or nobody else's to respond to. So I'm okay, maybe she's just not grading it yet. And then, then when it comes to Sunday, it's over. I can't do nothing now about it. Then it came Monday, found out I got a 0. I'm a 0 for my assignment? So yeah, I definitely had to get that fixed, and I was stressed about that because I would never get a 0 on an assignment. I don't even care if it's the day something is due. For me, it's if the day something is due, I would definitely make sure I would get it in on time. That is how I am. I would not make anything late. I don't care. I will make sure it gets in on time. As long as I got a good grade for it, but not a 0. Because a 0 is the worst thing to have because that will make your grade drop drastically. And her putting that 0 in did. I got an F as my total grade, not just the assignment grade. The total score of my grade, my class was an F. And I was like, whoa. This can't be happening. This can't stick like this. And it wasn't. So what I did is I worked on reaching out to the computer people of the school and whatever, They had an email, and I contacted them, and then they did incognito. So how you say it? They'll be judging me on how I say my stuff, but they did all that stuff on my computer, and said that your computer just wasn't compatible for that site, and I was like, oh, okay. And then they also emailed my teacher to let her know. She came back and excuse me for that assignment. So there was no more zero, and my grade went back up some. Next situation was the first quiz. As I said before, everything has to be in dark mode, which I thought it was. I opened up the quiz because I was like ready to take it. I opened up the quiz. Whole screen was white, and I could barely even read the questions and answers. And I was like, oh my gosh, that made me panic so bad, because I'm like, it's just me here. I can't see these questions or answers. So it's like, and I would have to struggle to read it. You don't know how bad I was struggling to read it, trying to figure out what I can do, because I didn't want to be able to, I didn't want to end up exiting the quiz and it counts as a zero or something. Or how some quizzes, you end up searching something up, it can tell that you doing something and not on the quiz. So that's how I've been thinking about quizzes and tests, especially if they're online, like that they can see what you're doing and stuff and things like that. So I didn't want to try anything like that. So what I had to do, the first thing I tried was taking pictures with my phone and just try to zoom in on my phone to try to see it. But I was like, that was so tiring, so stressful, too much work that I didn't have to do if my screen was in dark mode. And then the next thing I did was I used my mouse cursor and just highlighted everything. And that was the best way I could have done it, to be able to see something better and just keep moving along. Now for this one, I didn't really get a good grade, which I knew that was going to happen. But, I had to myself, the next quiz, I'll do better and things like that. And I'm also make sure I wait till somebody's near me, just in case the screen thing happens again. So I did do a little bit better in the next quiz. So that's really how things have went for school. But school is almost, this class, not school, of course, because I'm still being next semester. But this semester, this first semester, I just took one class, just to pace myself a little slowly and to actually take my time to get back into school and things like that. Because, I didn't want to get a whole bunch of classes and fail some of them, because I do not want that on my record. And things like that. So but this semester is almost over now. I think it's October 12th is when we finish the class. And I think the rest of the stuff that we have to do now for the rest of the class, I can probably get 100 on them to bump my grade up to a B. Right now I have a C minus, like a 76.6, I think. But I just want to bump my grade up to like a B. If it gets up to an A, then that's better. That's even better, okay? Because I went from all the way from an F, all the way from an F to get back to an A. That'd be amazing. That'd be truly amazing. But yeah. So I'm still doing this school journey with my health and stuff and things like that, because times I be tired, I be not feeling well, and I still be having to push through because I have to get these assignments in. Like, I have to prove that even with everything that I'm going through, I can do this. And I can still get my degree. I can fulfill the career that I want. And I can still help others. Like, that's my top goal. And I have God with me to help me do it all, who has been helping me do it all. Like, oh, let's like, for real. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and say, like, I started back school, and it still is mind-blowing that I started back school, because I don't know when, because I have been wanting to start back school, but I've been so nervous, so scared, that anxiety have been kicking in. Like, I don't know if I can do this, because I really do not want to fail. I don't want to fail. I don't like failing. Even though failing is just a way for you to learn how to prosper again, like, yeah, and do better. So, yeah, but I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know that I did start school. I've been holding it back for a while. I've been meaning to make this video over weeks, but I had a good story for you guys to let you know on how I came up from an F to a C, and we hoping for that B or A for our final grade for this class is over. And I just really hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope to see you guys in the next video. And remember, I have infinity for you, and God has an even greater infinity for you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.